It's said that they enjoy seeing their community upgraded by any of these resources, knowing that they did it themselves and the tax dollars that anyone was bringing in actually helped to revitalize that and to create that. In conclusion, I look forward to seeing my community flourish and serving it to the fullest extent of my capabilities with honor and dignity, which I've done for at least the past 20 years of my life. Child-wise, I can't go that far, but yes, I can say in my adult life I have done that with my military career. They made sure of it. And hereby request the support, assistance, and the guidance of everybody inside the community to assist me in my campaign and help me to serve you the right way also. That's pretty much it. So I suppose I'm up for questions now.
Would you be surprised to learn that the city of Santa Clarita used bridge and thoroughfare district funds as a conduit to pay off another multi-million-dollar lawsuit instead of paying it out of the general fund? And what do you think about that?
I expressed just a moment ago one such incident that is presently happening. It is in my own experience that history repeats itself and that a lot of things that are going on has happened before. It's not something that just popped up one morning at breakfast. Is it supposed to be done? Legally, yes, they can do it. All municipalities do it. Whether they're larger cities, states, the state is doing it also in some areas. Is it supposed to be done? No. Ethically, I believe it's not the right thing to do because it bypasses the people and no one knows where the funds are coming from, why they're going out the other door. Am I personally going to do it when I get into office? No. I don't run my house that way. I don't rob Peter to pay Paul on one side, and my wife knows everything that I spend all the way down to $5 to a coin I buy on eBay. I tell her that's the way my marriage goes. I keep a very happy household. I believe a happy city is going to work out that way with me in charge of it also. You're very welcome. Next.
All right, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you consider yourself a representative or a leader?
That question was posed to me this evening, dropping my family off at the bowling alley, which I actually go to every Wednesday night for a family league, which I am actually here to take care of this because this is much more important. My grandchildren brought it up in addition to my wife. And my wife was the first one to actually answer that before I did. And there are, and I know this too for a fact, I was learned this years ago. There are leaders and followers. It's only two kinds of people when you classify them. My wife seems to believe that the majority of the population is followers. A lot of people do not just stand up on their own and do things. My wife is surprised to find out that not only am I a leader and that she's known it for years, but I'm also willing to put forth that effort to my community, which is why my candidacy came in. So to answer your question, yes, I am a leader. Am I also a representative? Yes, because I don't work on my own. I work for a community, and that's what I'm asking to be a part of, and I am a part of. And I will be representing the community that way. And in a leadership role, yes, I bring it forth into the next decade if necessary. I hope that answers your question. Thank you. Next. Yes, ma'am. There's a time for it. Oh. I believe that One Valley, One Vision is necessary to the community. I believe it is now the time for it. I believe it needs to be implemented correctly, and it needs to be administered the right way to make sure it is going to be just as productive and just as conducive to business development and residences and the community as anything else. Is it going to be? It's still in the beginning stages, I understand. They're still trying to get certain support for it. They're still trying to get people on a specific council to it and committees. I believe if the right people are actually put into those specific positions, yes, it could be done correctly. It's the first time it's been done here. It's been done in other cities by different names. It has worked in some. In other ones, it hasn't actually worked. And at least in my specific personal life, I know that a specific program close to this is being done in Slidell, Louisiana, where my family is from. And only 3 years after Katrina, yes, it's working very well. Yes, ma'am.
First general plan, the public was involved in making it. And with this One Valley, One Vision, it's not taking in the community's input at the bottom level. It's being done from a group of people that that's what they do. And I think that it should come into our homes and ask us what we want for One Valley, One Vision.
You're absolutely correct. It should. From what I understand, the majority of the people that are giving input are businesses, which I believe in that aspect of it also. The businesses should be driving the area because that's actually where the majority of the tax dollars come from. However, the constituents, the residents do have a voice into it also. Has it been done, and are they planning on it? I haven't gone that far into it to see whether, and I don't believe they have either. I don't think that they've actually gone far enough to realize that, yes, the residents are going to need to have a voice in that also, because certain things, and this goes to the other one that I mentioned, everyone seems to believe that the Newhall project is wonderful, and it is. There are just certain pieces and parts of it that need to be really tinkered a bit and revised, so where it is not going to hurt a specific business, a specific person, an area of the city, any of that. So yes, I agree with you, and yes, it should. Can I help when I get on the city council? I'm pretty sure that I can, yes. Is it going to work? We'll see exactly how much voice I can give, but I can tell you that I do have a persistence, and I generally, and I say this in a modest sense, the Navy taught me too, I generally win. Yes, ma'am.
Population that they're doing here by too much building and bringing more and more people that we really don't need at the moment because our traffic is ridiculous. How do you feel about that?
It does need to be curtailed a bit. However, there are a lot of reasons that companies are coming here. It's a good community. Actually, it's a great community. There are very low taxes, very low fees. The surrounding areas, you have access to everything. And in doing so, once they get here, the majority of their employees decide they want to move here and live here. And that's great. And we should not hinder that in any way. I mean, everyone should want to promote that more and more. However, in doing so, it does need to be curtailed to the fact that you do give only incentives to ones that are going to actually, and this was something that I was planning, as I said, to make sure that these companies are going to hire residents inside of the city so that you're not going to have an overpopulation of almost 60% of the people from outside of Santa Clarita coming here to work. And then the other 40% is here, and then 60% of what we have in our city is actually going out to LA, they're going to Lancaster, they're going to the Valley, things of that nature. If you get